Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part two of the startup series for the oxygen not included spaced out blah 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 course thing that we are doing. If you're just joining us, or if you've seen the previous episode, what I'm doing is I'm going to do a few episodes. I'm thinking this one and maybe one or two other ones where basically we are just showing how to get started. That's it. We're just how it gets started. And we're going to do this semi-live, meaning I'm going to avoid doing too many edits that'll, fast forward the time and stuff like that so that in the moment how to react to the things that are going on. In the last episode, we got water set up, this basic setup right here, sleeping. We're using the food that the game provides you at the beginning in most asteroids, and we got water also by here. And this is going to be our carbon dioxide polluted water kind of dumping ground for right now. So in this episode, we're going to be finishing up this water system to get it started and just go from there. All right, so they are in the process of building everything that we already had before. This will give them a new place for water to go in. We're going to create a water cycling system, which is what all this is. And we need actual water. So we need to build some pipes. And bring it down here. Probably not that low, actually. And so we're going to be taking water from here. And you want to put it probably in the lowest possible water thing. And I always wait before I actually build both of that. So we also will need power to power this because we can't run on this forever. And then we also need an area to dump out the water. And so we're just going to do this. And I like using bridges to force water in the direction I want it to go. That's why, this will force it to this one, coming up here. It'll go down this line, and then this bridge acts as a pool, so it'll pool all the water this way, and then it'll cycle through here, and then this is going to connect here. And by it connecting here, it'll just continue the loop like that, and it'll have water just constantly going around and around. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Let's see, we probably don't want any duplicants. If they got food, no, but we will take algae. Algae's always nice. It'll add more oxygen, and for now we could just keep using these. Eventually we're gonna want one water line that'll feed like everything, so we're gonna want to take the residual water from here to feed a small little garden, which we'll set up maybe today, but we're not going to overestimate what we can do because, man, these duplicates are kind of slow. So, yeah. So we're going to keep that going. They're making food, which is good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we need to have that going. Let's check on research while we're at it. We need to look for power. There's power. So we want to get coal set up too. Maybe research that as well. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get coal set up. We got some coal right here. I tend to play on the Terra asteroid because it tends to come with, here, I'll show you a little trick. In spaced out, if you go here and then you click here, you can see that they have natural gas geysers. This is my primary power source that I like to use because, well, it has natural gas. Finding them, that's the issue. Finding where they are can be problematic. Sometimes you're lucky and it'll be really close to the main base, but other times you're going to have to just keep going, which is why we have this pit here. We can keep digging down. The carbon dioxide will also fall. It'll be efficient that way. But for the time being, we can't really overexpand. We need to get the water system set up right now. So as they're doing that, there's another lesson that is worth pointing out, and that is literally everything is going to try and kill you. Now, there's not necessarily like monsters that'll come and kill you and stuff like that, but lack of food, lack of oxygen, you know, things like that will kill you. A common one is heat. You want to look for abyssalite. Abyssalite creates a barrier. So using this as an example, this for right now is 24 degrees Celsius, nice cool temperature. Over here is 45 degrees Celsius. And heat likes to, I'm not super sciencey, but heat likes to balance out. So what will happen is the 45 and the 25 will reach an equilibrium point. But abyssalite prevents that heat transfer a good deal. So if there's something over here that is causing the temperature to be 45 degrees Celsius, and let's just say that there's something over here that's keeping it cool, the abyssalite will act as an insulator, preventing the hot temperature and the cold temperature to meet each other. The reason why it's important to find abyssalite, as well as see if there's any cold sources near you, is to try and get an idea of like what you can do. So for example, this abyssalite needs, you know, hot temperatures coming this way and cold temperatures coming this way. If you build an insulating wall, which we do have in the research tree, insulated tile, here it is, there it is. You got to research some gas stuff and then you can get to it. You can build it right here and use the existing abyssalite to kind of block off the hot temperature. Ideally, we would create one right there, and then we would continue creating one all the way down to like the abyssalite over here. This seems fine. We're protected over here because of this abyssalite. We're not right here, so we could create another barrier that goes straight up right there. And then that looks like it wraps around, so that's fine. And then we could create another one from here to here. And by doing that, we basically, even though we have all this rock to deal with, we protect ourselves temporarily from the heat that is going to come and mess with us. So that is a solution that we can do. Because they're taking a while, I'm going to have them prioritize building the rest of this. We really want this to be finished so that they can start using it. And had some coffee. I had to drink my coffee. Always important to have coffee, especially when teaching. What we can temporarily do as well to get the system going so we could show it is we can create the power line and connect it to this system right here. And that'll be important so that we can actually show this system in process, like of it doing its thing. So then to wrap up, you're going to want to put an outward pipe like that and then connect it like that. Now, you could later on get a polluted water to regular water setup where it'll essentially convert polluted water into regular water and cycle it back in and create a constant cycle. And the advantage of that is it will actually save water by using the polluted water that comes out from when the duplicants use the toilets and the restrooms and stuff. You also want to make sure that they all go in the same direction, so that way when they leave the restroom area, they will wash their hands, which will then prevent germs. And then you also want to look here. This place is a little bit too big, and that's because we want to give them the washroom setup. So we need to add one more block, which literally we could just do by putting one block right there. They can't build to it, so we need to destroy that, create a ladder, have them build it, destroy the ladder, rebuild that. And by them having this as a room, the washroom, it'll give them a morale bonus of +2, which then can be used to keep them happier as well as learn different skills. because with skills, aside from the ones that they have hearts, each time you teach them a skill, they get, if you look over there, they get a red bar. And you want more green bars, which stand for morale, than you want red bars, which stands for stress. This is why you cannot fill out the entire tree, more than likely, unless they're super happy. So they're finished up building that. We can cancel this. Let's see. Oh yeah, we need to do it this way. Boom. Okay. So yeah, they'll do that. They'll build that, and if you look right about now, boom, it turned into a washroom. It's blue, just like this one. You have all these different rooms you can build. Another cool trick is you can even change the door to being constantly open. All right, let's see. There we go. Boom. And it'll still count as a room. So they'll be able to go in and out and all that jazz. So now we'll just destroy this again and build a new one right there. Oh yeah, they can't build the next thing because we don't have high enough research, but that's fine. That's okay. Okay, so then that's been built. We change the direction back. So let's get this system started. All right, so we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna connect that. Oh, we do need to build that. So we'll let them build that part. Research, we're gonna stop because, where was it? Where were we at? I forgot what we were researching. Oh yeah, it was power. We don't have the advanced power thing yet, so we need to start researching this, which will give you the supercomputer, which allows you to do advanced research. So we'll do that, but first, let's get the system set up. All right. So this is one of the first systems I built. I said that in the last episode. Wow, what a funny face. I'm sorry. You are hypothermic? Yeah, because you're kind of cold. Sorry about that. First system I built. The reason is water is really important for everything. And in my mind, instead of building all these pumps that take up a lot of power, because they use, you can check power by clicking the power overlay. They use 240 watts of power every single time that they are running, which is insane. This system right here will pump water with just this pump, and it'll supply this, and then polluted water will go down. But then you can take off of this any way you want and use just one pump for your entire base. I just waved with my hands, but you can use one water pump to supply your entire base instead of having separate pumps that keep adding up to your power bill. And no one likes a high power bill. So let's get this thing started. Now remember, this is going to eat up a lot of power, and eventually we're going to want a better power solution. But I want to just show this so that they can have a better thing. So we're going to put it on medium speed. All right, so the water's going up. And what's going to happen, we're going to speed it up a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. Water's going up, and it's going to be filling each of the bathrooms. See, filled, 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 filled. Needs a certain amount of water. That one's filled, that one's filled, that one's filled. So what's going to happen is it's going to keep cycling around and keep adding. And it's going to backlog this. But this is a good thing in this case, not every case. We don't want this thing to be constantly running because right now our power setup only generates 400 watts of power. This eats up 240. So now it's just sitting there, and it's not hot water, so we don't have to worry about it. It's not cold water, so it's not doing anything, so it can sit there. Now we're going to go ahead and destroy the previous things that we had here because we want them to prioritize using these now. Man, they take forever to destroy stuff. My goodness. And so what's going to happen is because the water is backlogged, it'll only fill up when they use the restrooms. So let's let me drink some coffee and let's wait a little bit to see them just go and use the restrooms. And then I can Here we go. All right, so now we're going to slow down. So they're using the restrooms like this, and then when done, like that one and that one and that one, the polluted water's going, and it's being carried down the pipe. The polluted water from these are being added as well. And since they clean their hands, they're good. And so now the pump was running to generate some more water, but very little, not a lot. And now the polluted water is being added to down here. We could do so much with the polluted water in the future. We can give it to certain plants. We can convert it back to regular water. We can split it where some of it gets stored, some of it gets converted, and some of it gets fed to plants. The regular water can do the same thing. And so that is the advantage of that setup right there. So we what we want to do is we want them to finish researching the new research table once they wake up, and then I will create a basic power setup using coal, which is also not a good long-term solution because it's going to get hot. So we'll figure that out. All right, so now it's the next day. Another sip of coffee. We're going to finish researching this, which will give us the supercomputer. At the same time, because we can afford to do this, we're going to start, don't want it as an emergency. We're going to start digging down some more because we want to see what's down here. And also we need to store more of the carbon dioxide because we don't want it to come up to a glorious oxygen area. So let's see if we got any other things. Sand. Let's take, wait, no, these are what I grow. Everyone grows their own things. This is what I grow. I'll tell you guys later about the advantage of like growing that stuff later. It can evolve into a lot of things. But we're going to keep digging down because it solves two birds. We can continue to see what else is there. But at the same time, it'll lower the carbon dioxide. So that, as I said, it won't impact anything here. All right, research is done. So now we're going to go back to the power research. Boom, right there. Let's see. No researchers assigned. Oh, right, because we need the other station. Do we have it? We need metal ore. That's fine. We'll get metal ore from digging right here. Let's prioritize that, actually. There we go. Stations. Supercomputer. Prioritize that. Need to build another power wire to that. There we go. As they're building, we're going to do the trick where we can try and see if there's anything else. No, just a bomb lily. Don't see anything else. Maybe there's something here. Hello, my cat. My cat Zolo is here to come say hello. Come join me. All right, let's see. Nope, just a pinch of pepper plant. I would love if there was a natural gas geyser down here. What's that? Nope, pinch of pepper plant. Uh-oh. Alright, there we go, it's gone. Better be careful with that. Might not be able to, you know, stop it from doing that. Okay. We need to give him the skill of researching. Let's see, so that would go to you. So now you can use the supercomputer, which is important. And you're also research quicker, which is also important. And they're doubling up on their research duty, which is always nice. Yeah, I think... trying to think of what else. So this setup will perpetually work. Yes, the polluted water will come down here, but I plan on digging this out. I have no purpose for the polluted water at this time. If needed, I could create a pump temporarily to put it back into the system to then send it somewhere else, but for the time being, like, it's totally fine. Okay, so now that's the next day. Research, I believe, is almost done. Nope, we still have the supercomputer research needed. So we'll finish that research up and then probably call this episode. I feel like we need probably about 2 more episodes of this. I want to dig over this way. So what I may do is I might create a temporary thing like this, because there's not enough polluted water for it to be an issue, but I want to see what's down here. There's hydrogen, carbon dioxide. Temperature wise, I think it's gonna wrap around like this, so that's fine. That's not an issue. Chlorine, I would not break into chlorine, by the way, at this stage. That's another important thing. Don't break into any gas. Stay with the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. It makes the game easier for the time being until you know what you're doing. Let's see. We're going to continue digging a little bit this way as well. This will also serve as a great way to keep the carbon dioxide down low. It'll just come down in here. So we have a lot of chlorine, which is going to be problematic to deal with because of the fact that, well, we're going to eventually have to dig out into these areas to explore. By staying in one spot, you're kind of dooming yourself, so you have to eventually head out, and plus there's a lot of coal. So I'm theorizing that the natural gas geyser might be above us, but I have no proof on that. That's still just polluted water, pincha plants. I can't tell what that is over there. Sandstone, yeah. Alright, well, we got more food, though, from digging that way. So we will dig up a little bit, but we will avoid going into anything in particular. And if we don't discover anything, we'll call the episode here. But, so yes, to recap what we did, so I won't be boring at the end. We basically created the fundamental water system that'll piggyback off of everything. And what's great is, especially with a schedule, so it won't overload it, you can have 1 or 2 people come in and use the system. And then see, it's using it only a little bit. Once the thing is no longer running, then it won't be taking up power. It will be taking a good bit of power because our power system is not all that advanced. But in the grand scheme of things, like, it's not that bad of a setup right here. And yeah, I know this might be fringe for some people seeing all this polluted water here, but I just absolutely do not care at this point. Eventually it'd be smart to create a separate walled-in section for just your polluted water. But for right now, this is just fine to kind of show where everything goes and where everything is. So yeah, let's see. Once I dig to the top, we now have access to this too, which is nice. Muck root will provide us more food, and we'll grow bristle blossoms. For now, we won't take these out. We'll just leave them here because they are harvesting and we can eat them, which is nice. Cool. We found a cold area. That'll be useful to help combat the heat. But we don't want to pop into chlorine. Chlorine's like the worst to pop into. Sleet weed is up there. That's not going to serve us that much at this moment. And right now I'm just looking around to see if there's anything. Let's try the trick. Nope, that's just a grub plant. And then these. That's just more of those grub fruit plants, which for right now is not important. And then let's see. This one, balm lily. Cool steam vent. That could be useful later. Even though it says it's cool, it's actually still pretty warm. So we might not want to tap into that for the time being. But they can't dig any further, so we'll cancel that for the time being. So in the next episode, what we'll probably do is we'll continue to kind of branch out this way and this way. I want to research the insulating tile. I'll go ahead and get that started. Insulating tile. Let's see, right there. We'll go ahead and start researching that because that will be very useful to help ward off some additional heat. And so we'll explore and make a power setup in the next one. I imagine probably 2 more episodes will be needed to just get the very fundamentals going. Power, exploration, and a basis for food. And the concept of piggybacking off of another system. That's the big thing I want to teach. Because this whole game is about utilizing the idea of piggybacking off of one thing for another. So I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for all of the views. I don't know what I'm doing, man, but I'm glad that you're with me, and hope to see you around in the next episode. Alright. Come on, Joshua. You got this. I know you guys are hungry. Oh, look at that. Well, he had a smile. Alright. Bye, guys.